Day 21. Today is Sunday. I Profound statement. Um, I had church today, and I was leading worship for part of it and playing guitar for the rest. So by the time I got home, I was really tired, and it just kind of wiped me out the whole day, which I don't think is a Whole30 problem. I think it's just so I haven't really had an exercise plan, and I think that's the next step for me. I'm gonna start like doing exercise because right now I don't. Um, so yeah, it's chill day. However, I did manage the energy to make burgers for lunch, and then turned out really good and, on the grill. And I made a version of curry for dinner. I made a mistake of Um, so just if you want to like so it's crock pot chili. So if you want to have something like in the morning that's ready for dinner, you put it on low, and then in 8 hours it's ready. If you do it like lunchtime and you want it for dinner, you have to put it on high. And so I was like, all right, I have the crock pot on high. We're good for 3 to 4 hours, and then we're done. So 4 hours I check it, and everything like there's chicken in there, and the chicken's still raw. I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? And I look, and I didn't actually set it to high, it was set to low. So that sucked. But we figured it out. We took the chicken out, we baked it, we let it go in there for another hour, and we were good. Anyway, I had a revelation today. Two revelations, actually. Well, a revelation and a half. Let's split the difference. So, like, since we've done Whole30, we've had to up our diet. And what I mean by that is we have to, like, our food has to be good. And I don't mean good for you, I mean, like, it has to be tasty. Um, because usually, if something is bad, we can smother it in barbecue sauce or ranch or ketchup or sugar or whatever. You can find a sauce, and really, sauce is like a way to cover bad food. Because if like you get a really, really good steak, you don't need sauce on it unless you're a monster. Um, but like good food doesn't it kind of stands on its own, and if it's bad, that's fine because you just drown it in sauce, and all you taste is the sauce. Well, we don't have sauce. We don't get sauce, so our food has to be good. And it's been a really fun challenge to kind of step up to the fact that like our food expires, so we have to eat it now, and it has to be good, or else it's going to be a miserable experience. And so, like, I'm putting a lot more effort into how I grill, for an example, and like, I'm looking at recipes, and I'm working really hard to get it right, and making uh, choices in the kitchen where I'm like where before I would say like, it's fine, it's good enough. I'm going, no, I gotta get this right because it's gotta taste good, and I can't drown it in sauce. So that was my big revelation for the day. And then there's this half ovation, just a revel, not a revelation. Um, People who make diet versions of food, I don't think they have eaten the real food in a long time. So like I made curry today, and I followed a recipe, and it's a different recipe than I did last time. Um, and we're kind of undetermined which one we like better because it was really good today. But it didn't taste like curry. Not like any curry I've ever had, and I've had a lot of curry. Um, and so some of that might be that like, oh, real curry has stuff in it that we can't have, and you kind of need the real thing. Like I don't know, maybe like I don't know if soy sauce is in here, but that's something we can't have. Or like sugar, like a lot of recipes call for just straight up sugar, and you can't really fake that, and so it just has to be missing that ingredient. Um, but I was thinking like a website or a good service that, as far as I know, doesn't exist would be like rate my copycat recipe, uh, where like people are putting their like their turkey burgers and their Whole30 versions and paleo versions of food, and people like myself, I'm willing to do this burden for the good of humanity, would make that recipe and make like a real non-diet, don't care about the ingredients version of it, and go side by side and try and see like, yeah, sure, maybe it's good, but how does it compare to uh like the actual real thing that's trying to imitate? Um, imitatefood.com. No, I'll work on the name. Uh, but yeah, I think that would be a good service because so far I haven't had any curry that's tasted real, or like it's been good, but it hasn't been like curry tasting. Um, and like every kind of recipe that I look at for different food is like it's a it's good food, but it's certainly not like words have meaning, and food description words are supposed to give you an expectation for a thing, and if it's not that thing, we need a different either need a different word or we need to fix the food so it actually matches its description. So that's all. Those are my thoughts. Day 21. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm not too excited about Monday being happening. But I have leftover curry for lunch, so I guess it'll be okay. Tell me how your weekend went, and tell me what you're looking forward to this week. I have a barbershop show this upcoming weekend, and I'm excited about that. So, yeah, that's all I got. Day 21. Bye.